Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda. 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 Paramashivoham.
Nithyanandam Paramashivam Kevalam Dvandvatītam Gagana Sadrusham Tattvamasyakilaksham Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvagi Sakshibhotam Bhavatītam Trigunarahitam Tadgurum Tam Namaha.
Nithyanandam, everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode on the Nithyananda TV. I am Srinitya Brahmasukhananda Maharaj, and we have with us our co-host Srinitya Premaswarupa Maharaj. Nithyananda Maharaj. So, yet another exciting episode on the topic of artificial intelligence.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
In fact, the previous episode we did on how we Hindus can use artificial intelligence to prevent the world war. The discussion actually went, it went layers after layer after layer. We decided to extend same discussion into the part 2 of the same episode, the same series, the same topic.
Yes.
So we will be continuing with the same topic on how we can use artificial intelligence to prevent the world war from happening. Right? So Maharaj, do you want to take the viewers forward?
Yes.
Yes.
So we all know World War I, World War II, and World War III. But actually, the first World War was Mahabharata. If you
Yes.
see, the Mahabharata was the first World War that happened 5,000 years ago.
Wow.
So Mahabharata is a Hindu history. It's not just a mythology like people say that it's the Mahabharata. It's a what to say, like it's just this thing.
Just a mythology, just a
Yes.
story, right?
Yes, it's a Hindu history, which is like it's a Hindu epic, I should say. Hindu history, which is an epic.
Yes.
That is what is Mahabharata.
Yes.
That is the first World War that happened, and all we know these days are just that is the World War. That is the actual World War. So now, if you see these countries that are having World War, there are actually few major countries, like big countries that are having war with each other, and small countries which are like supporting them and from the sides. But actually, if you see Mahabharata, literally each and every country, all the countries that were present in that point of time, 5,000 years ago, all the countries took part in that war which happened back then.
Wow. So actually, the World War, the first World War has actually happened 5,000 years ago on the planet Earth.
Yes.
And majority of the population might not even know it exactly. That as a real history, especially, right? In fact,
Yes.
the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, recently addressed the entire global community in the satsang. He spoke about, how first two things he majorly spoke about. First is how we Hindus need to take care of our history before we take care of our geography. People who take care of their history, they can even get the geography, even if they don't have the geography, even if they lost their geography. But the people who don't care about their history, they even lose their geography, even if they have geography.
Yes.
That is the first important thing
Yes.
he said. And the second thing, he talked about the artificial intelligence. He dispelled a lot of myths, a lot of fears, a lot of paranoia that is regarding the artificial intelligence. The doomsday scenario the common human beings are today facing. We all are facing this literally like big fear about the artificial intelligence taking over the world. What will happen? Is it the doomsday for the entire humanity? Will the human beings completely become extinct and the machines will take over? So many movies are there. So We naturally have been programmed to be scared of the artificial intelligence. And literally, even if we think about all these things and what is really happening now in the world, Maharaj, lot of conflicts, lot of wars, a lot of violence between people, between nations, between different cultures, different ethnic communities. So much of violence is happening, and it propels us, forces us to think that how will the latest technological developments be used, or even, if I could say, abused, to even further these violent scenarios, even further these global wars and world wars, right? So there's literally the fear that, World War III, if it happens, it will be literally fought with the help of AI.
Yes.
That is the very big fear that we are having. That's why we are here to address this issue. We wanted to talk to people, and we would also invite our viewers to even share your opinions. What do you think? What do you think are your biggest fears regarding artificial intelligence and the world war and the whole global conflict that is happening?
Yes.
Now coming to the main issue, what we are trying to discuss, right? World wars.
Yes.
So what is happening in the contemporary world, if I can share from my side?
Yes, man.
For last 2000 years, if you see, last 2000 years, human beings have literally, every year, if we look at the statistics, every year we have either been involved in a war or we have been just preparing for a war. That is the unfortunate situation, unfortunate scenario. So much of violence, so many conflicts every year after year after year. Now, even if we look at the last 100 to 150 years, two major world wars humanity has seen.
Yes.
So much of catastrophe. In fact, if we define how do you define the world war, right? So if we just look at the normal definition, how the political scientists or diplomatic community, how they address it, how they define it, is it simply a period of armed tension or armed conflict between a group of nations which have extremely devastating consequences for the entire world, which is majority of the world community, majority of the nations. So many countries being involved, not just one or two. Different countries, major countries, at least the major powers, and the other minor countries supporting them. At least its impact is global. That's why it's called the world war. Right? Two major world wars we have fought.
Maharaj, it's not actually the two major world wars, Maharaj.
Yes.
It is actually the first world war happened 5,000 years ago. That is the Mahabharata war. This war is the epic of the Hinduism. This, like, the whole of Mahabharata is like 100,000 couplets, and that is a very great Mahabharata epic story that happened 5,000 years ago. And that is the first world war that happened. And in this world war, as you said, you mentioned a few minutes ago that every war has not led to any kind of a conclusion or any kind of a peace after that. It has always led to more wars, and it has always led to more preparation for wars after that. So, but the Mahabharata war, if you see, the whole thing happened in such a controlled environment where there was a living avatar who controlled and managed the whole thing and made the whole thing happen in a very controlled environment where he nullified all the possibilities of the nuclear weapon which was accumulated back then. The Supreme Court of Hinduism says the whole war that happened back then happened because there was so much of nuclear weapons accumulated in one place. People knew how to make a Brahmastra, means a nuclear weapon with a blade of grass. Just by chanting mantras which are divine energies, they could invoke atomic weapons within just a blade of grass.
Yeah, I remember Maharaj.
Yeah.
People like Drona,
Arjuna, Ashwatthama. So people started using it and misusing it actually. So Sri Krishna Paramatma took the Bhagavan Vishnu took the avatar of Sri Krishna Paramatma in a controlled environment. He literally finished the whole thing in such a controlled way where he nullified the possibility of any war happening again, war taking birth in that point of time, like 5,000 years ago. So that is the thing that was powerfulness that was happening in Hinduism. If you see, this is all the power of the Hinduism. Because of the Hinduism itself, in the Hindu principles, Hindu truths, there is already solution for all of these kind of things. Like you said, like AI taking over, we are having fear that the AI might take over, and what will happen. And then what about the World War III that's going to come up? For all of that, there is a solution in this.
Yeah, in fact, so many interesting points you brought up, Maharaj. It takes me back to this discussion of so many wars we are fighting. And in fact, I remember, even after First World War and Second World War, it's not like there was peace and everything was fine. After that, something got really decided and everything resolved into some peaceful state. No, we were just, every war you're fighting, as you said, we are just preparing for the new war. That even after the Second World War, it just led to the another phase of Cold War and the proxy war and this war and that. But all that you're fighting, and now the situation has come that people are literally talking about a Third World War. It's really happening global level. So many conflicts we are seeing even now between nations. Unfortunately, human beings. Even at the first time, I remember during pandemic, COVID pandemic, right? Even at that time, I saw some, people, some groups fighting against each other. It was so unfortunate to see. But that is the situation we are living in, Maharaj. What to do? Now, the thing is that we are forced to question ourselves how to solve these problems and what are the possibilities or how these technologies can be used in the detrimental way against the humanity. So, taking the discussion further, as you said, Bhagwan Sri Krishna during the time of Mahabharata, right? He literally avoided a big catastrophe, big apocalypse from happening. Entire planet Earth was literally at the, in the clutches of some people extremely negative minded and wrong thought currents, but extremely powerful. So something needed to be done, and he happened and made sure somehow this whole thing is nullified and planet Earth is saved, right? So thank God, right? Thank God it happened, and we are still alive, we are surviving. But now the situation is again because of the collective negativity again arising and making a possibility of a third world war. But one important, one interesting observation which I made, if I can share with my viewers, after the Second World War, United Nations happened, right? The Universal Declaration of Human Rights happened, Human Rights Charter, different treaties being signed. Now, no longer this traditional warfare is literally really accepted by the global community. Just going like guns and swords and just killing people, it's no longer really acceptable. Now, the new kind of warfare, the modern warfare is evolving. Right? It's called the psychological warfare. So literally the battlefield is no longer the territory, the land or the territorial ground. It is the minds of the people in which the new wars are being fought. So it's a very dangerous situation which we are in. It's no longer the traditional ways and you can apply the same strategies. No, the whole thing has changed. The whole front has changed. Entire thing has become now mental in a way, mind-based, psychological. How there are so many things we can talk about, Maharaj. So I just wanted to know what's your opinion about the psychological warfare. How do you see it?
Actually, the psychological warfare happened also 5,000 years ago, Maharaj.
Oh, wow.
Yes. In the Mahabharata itself, the great epic which has been the greatest thinker, who is Vyasa, he compiled the whole of Mahabharata, each and every thousands, Mahabharata has thousands, tens of thousands of sub stories inside the Mahabharata itself, which all put together is 100,000 couplets. Or that was
1,000 couplets.
Yes, that was
the biggest epic, right, ever written.
Yes, that is the biggest epic ever written. This is a actual happening because of this one fact itself, that it's 100,000 couplets. And getting back to the psychological warfare, how it started. So if you see back then itself, Shakuni Mama, the whole person who is behind the Mahabharata war and who was using all of these psychological psychological tricks, strategies, and all of these. And his dice was the main thing. His dice. Everyone would know about Shakuni's dice. He was the master of the dice game. So using his dice, he used to decide when one person should win or when one person should lose. Because of that dice, he used to do all of this. Psychological warfare, he used to play that back then only. So it's not that it's there from the past 100 or 150
so it's
years.
not really that new. What I'm saying is modern, but it's
an age-old thing. It's there from the back then, from Mahabharata.
It needs to be told, man. People might not be Hindus, no, yes, but
people think that it's mythology. What to do? They don't believe that it's Mahabharata was the real thing.
I think it's time we realize that it is real history, not the history of human of Hindus. It is the history of human beings, history of planet Earth. That all these things actually happened. All these powers are real. All these things we have to tell them, Maharaj.
Yes.
So psychological warfare was already there. Do you have some more examples how in Mahabharata they used psychology? Because so many characters there are. Bhishma,
Yes.
Duryodhana,
Bhishma is one of the greatest characters in the whole of the Mahabharata. He is one of the most strongest. He's the most powerful warrior in the entire Mahabharata. If you see, he's the most powerful warrior. He had the power of an entire nation. Right now, if you see the United States of America, how much power, nuclear power they have, how powerful that country is. he was equivalent or more powerful than that one single country, or even maybe all the countries put together right now. What we have, he had the power to destroy the whole planet Earth by himself, all by himself. He didn't need any support of this or that. He was all alone capable. But even that person was trapped under Shakuni's this thing, under his tricks. Yes, under his tricks, the psychological warfare. Just because he was in the wrong side and he was eating the food which was fed by the Duryodhana and Shakuni. Yes, just by the food. Just by the food. I don't know. I don't think everyone knows why Bhishma was supporting. When I watched Mahabharata, I was thinking, why is Bhishma supporting such a great character, such a great person? But why is he supporting Duryodhana? Why is he always on his side? But then Bhishma tells, I ate the food which was I ate the poisonous food which was fed by Duryodhana. Not poison means not food poison, but the very context, very space of the food, the person who was giving the food, the person who was offering the food, very important.
Yes, I remember Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff, once saying that whose food you eat, his karma also.
Yes, that's very much true. Yes. And also one story is that this is actually happening, which happened in the Mahabharata. So after the Mahabharata war, when Pitama Bhishma is on the arrow bed after he is shot with 1,000 arrows by Arjuna. He is lying down on the arrow bed. And in the arrow bed, when he's lying down, all the Pancha Pandavas go to him and they are going for blessings and requesting guidance from him on how to build a kingdom, how to manage a kingdom.
After the war ended.
Yeah, after the war. Okay. Yes. So at that time, they're getting this guidance from Pitama Bhishma because he is the greatest warrior. And then he is telling about all of these philosophies, great philosophies.
Just to, excuse me,
yes,
because for people who don't know, Bhishma, Pitama Bhishma, he had the power of Ichamrityu.
Yes.
Even after he was shot by so many arrows, it was only by his will that he could leave the body.
Yes.
So he had waited for the entire war to get over and the whole handover of the kingdom and all the knowledge of how to rule the kingdom. Yes. Only after he handed over, he really left the body. Right?
Yes. Only after he handed over everything, when the Uttarayana Punya Kala happened,
yes.
He waited for the right time and then he
waited for the right time to
yes. So if you see in the story, let me continue the story now.
Yes.
So all of the Pancha Pandavas with their wife Draupadi, they go to Pitama Bhishma and they're getting guidance from him. And then he's telling all the great philosophies about dharma, about how to rule the kingdom, about what is righteousness, all of these he's teaching. And then Draupadi suddenly just laughs, like with a sad laughter. It's like a sad laughter. She laughs like that, and then she asks, Bhishma asks, "What happened, daughter?" He addresses her as daughter. "What happened, daughter?" He asks. And then she says, Pitama means grandfather, yes. So she calls him and then she tells, when I was being undressed in the whole of the Sabha, means the whole in the hall,
yes.
in the court, in the royal court of the king, why were you silent? Why were you not doing anything when I was being abused? Why did you not respond anything at that time? You are speaking such great truths now. You are talking about such great dharma, all of this. But why did you not tell anything when this was happening to me? And then Pitama Bhishma says that he just says one thing. I had ashraya dosha. Means I ate the poisoned food by Duryodhana. So because of that, my blood was poisoned. And because of your husband's arrows by Arjuna, now I am purified. Now I am purified and now I am back to my original state. So that is what he says. So this is like, that is the power that has in a person when they eat the wrong food and they're supporting the wrong person. That is a psychological warfare which was played on even the greatest warrior. So like no one is out of the trap when they are in the Maya world.
Actually, it reminds me even today what is happening, right? So much of psychological warfare talking about right now. How is it happening? We say at any country level, civilizational level also. There's a thing, what I remember, interesting term that they use today in political sciences, subversion.
Okay.
It's basically how you make the enemy powerless from within and destroy itself without even the necessity to fire one arm or one bullet.
Okay.
So basically, entire thing happens with the mind. You know, you corrupt the mind of the enemy, whole population, or important stakeholders, leaders in each and every field. You brainwash the population and make it go against itself or against its true values, core values. So when the time comes, the whole country
it's like exactly what happened to Bhishma, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I'm saying it's like exactly matching. Like the subversion happened to him. Like they did not threaten him or they did not do anything. Just because he ate their food, he had to do what he was doing.
By going in the wrong company and eating their food, subversion happened.
Yeah.
And what to say about wrong thought currents, entire poisonous hatred and this and that, which was, inbuilt, and, what all tricks they were playing at that time. And even now, what is happening through the various tools of subversion, it can happen through media, it can happen through academia, lobbying and this and that, all the subversion that is happening today. I can just see the parallels, Maharaj. What happened in Mahabharata already happened 5,000 years ago.
Yeah.
If Hindus know this history and share this history with the whole world, how much the humanity would benefit, and really learn these lessons, what went wrong, how to do the right thing, how to correct it, what is the right way to live, then, how to really resolve these conflicts permanently, not just go to the next war. Right? So many things we can learn if we just know this history and share this history. In fact, we would invite our viewers also to comment and share their opinions,
Please.
So do you think that, these stories, great stories from Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Puranas, all the great Hindu history, do you think it has the potential and the power to really resolve the global conflicts today? You can share your opinions also. What do you think? That it is time we share this authentic Hindu history with the world, and first dispel this myth that Hindu history is real. It's not mythology. Puranas, Itihasas, all these things are in fact real.
Yes. So the subversion happened like 5,000 years ago itself. If you see, Shakuni's every play was subversion. Like without even, he actually was not a warrior. Shakuni was not a great warrior or anything. All his play, all his mind only was in subversion only, like psychological. Psychological game only he was playing. He never was actually into war. He was not a strong warrior. He did not have any divine weapons. Nothing he had. All he had was one dice with which he used to manipulate. He used to enter into people's mind, play a game, and then get them under his control. All of that he used to do. Even if you see Bhishma, if you see Duryodhana, even Duryodhana, it's not that he was like compassionate to Duryodhana or that he saw him as his nephew and he wanted to pour all his love, compassion, take care of him. Nothing of it. He just wanted to take revenge over the whole world. He wanted to destroy all of them. He wanted to destroy the Pandavas. He wanted to destroy the whole
family.
Whole family.
He had taken a vow, right?
He had taken a vow actually. He had taken a vow to destroy the whole of the Kuru Vamsha. So because of that only, he was like planning and making the whole thing happen. So that is like, the whole thing was leading towards the destruction from the beginning. So if you see from the beginning of Shakuni's life, he is like that only. So subversion was his thing back then itself. And that is what he started.
That was at a global level, because Mahabharata itself was a world war.
Yeah, that was like an epic war. That is the next level war. That is the next level subversion and war. That was completely.
I remember. Even the kings from all over the world came and participated. From this side or that side in the war. Just the same point again. Even if just we know this history, so much to learn. Even when we come back to the present situation, what is happening today, it's not just this country is just fighting against each other. Civilizational war itself is happening. Between civilizations, between the people who are believing in one thought current against the people who are believing in different thought currents.
Yes.
Clash is happening. Clash of civilizations is happening. So even if we look at this and take the case study of Hinduism, Hindus are also facing the same civilizational war they have been facing for at least 2,000 to 3,000 years.
Yes.
We have been victims of extremely horrible and gruesome and genocide, Holocaust. In fact, literally killed, butchered by the colonizers, by Hindu Misia forces. So, and this history is not even told. That is the worst part, because what has happened in the civilizational warfare is before the, let's say, 50 years from before that, it was mostly physical warfare, literally killing and butchering and coming and literally physically coming and raping, killing, all these things. Now after this, in the modern time, it has turned into psychologically subverting the Hindus. So first, what they did is destroy the confidence of Hindus on themselves.
It's like they made them believe that now if you see the Hindus, they don't even believe that they went through a persecution. That is the
exactly.
They don't even know that they are persecuted. Till I saw Swamiji speaking about it, when I only after joining Gurukul, and I grew up when I was 16 years old, only I even started realizing that, oh yes, we have been persecuted. So many people, thousands and millions of Hindus have been butchered. All of our Gurukul tradition, which was the greatest way of education, the best way of education, that is the core principle of the Hinduism flourishing so much, and that being destroyed. Only later on I realized, Maharaj, it was not that I knew before itself. So I myself, living, practicing, born Hindu, I did not know that I was a persecuted Hindu. I was like, I all this was happening. That is the worst part of this whole
So
thing.
if I can ask you, what were the main reasons that you did not know? Either nobody told you, or in the education system that you went through, nobody told, or they told the alternate history. What do you think was happening?
So first thing, that my parents also never told me that this was happening. Okay, I don't know if they were like 100% aware of it or anything, but I was never told by my parents or the people who I was living with. And neither in the schools it was not taught. It was not taught by anyone. Like till I came to the Gurukul and saw in KAILASA when Swamiji, when we all had gone through this in Gurukul, like attacks happening and all of that, only then we started realizing that this was happening.
It's interesting to even have, because even this not coming up even in the discussion level, it's a very sad thing to even ponder upon. Why even Hindu? It's not even become a part of the discussion. That is the worst thing that has happened. First, you kill the people, fully genocide the people, and then make the whole memory forget. Make them forget the whole memory that it even happened.
Yes, we have one person commenting.
Yes.
Varun Pai, AI can surely save the world. So he's commenting, AI can surely save the world. Yes, we are going to be getting into this topic as well in some time. So let's just
please stay tuned.
Yes, please stay tuned. We are going to come into this topic as well.
Exactly what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism also shared just a few days ago. How we
And-
can use AI, and AI is in fact the best news that has happened to us.
Yes.
So nothing to be scared about. Even if, in fact, it's only going to be beneficial if we use it the right way.
Yes.
So coming to that, now what we are talking about is civilization warfare that the Hindus have been facing. Now bringing AI into this perspective, right?
Yes, ma'am.
We were talking about psychological warfare, subversion that is happening. What we Hindus have been facing, even today in the digital world, so much of content against Hinduism, so much of fake narrative, false history. Now, if we bring AI into this, just think about the potential, because artificial intelligence is literally taking the technology itself to the next level. The breakthrough in the technology itself. So potentially, if we think that artificial intelligence also can possibly become the most powerful subversion tool.
Yes, possibly. Yeah,
possibly. Right? If they use it, if they abuse it the wrong way to further the same agenda, same propaganda, same violence, they can even use artificial intelligence, just like they have been using the present technology for their psychological warfare, media, this and that, social networks, networking sites. It was in the debate a few years ago how the social networking itself has been used to channel or to amplify the hatred between among the people, various communities, various people groups of people who belong to a particular thought current. Right? They've literally become like echo chambers, so to speak. So it is a big topic of discussion, how in the modern technology is being used in the wrong way. So yes, it naturally this question arises, this fear arises that even AI can become the most powerful weapon if it falls into the wrong hands, or if we don't know how to really deal with the artificial intelligence. Now let's actually work on it. Now actually try to understand what the artificial intelligence is and how it really works. Basically, artificial intelligence is trained on the collective knowledge that we have till now, the human knowledge, whatever we have. You literally train it on that, and it starts behaving and learning from that. Right? It's not like somebody has programmed it exactly do it like that. No, we can constantly change it. We can teach it.
You can teach it.
Yes. Now, coming back to what we were discussing, at the present moment, if we talk about Hindus in Hinduism, all over the digital world, there's only false narrative, only fake narrative. There's not much content about the authentic Hindu history, authentic Hindu ideas, what the core values are, what the core principles are, who the incarnations were, what are the Vedas, what are the Agamas, what do they teach? Nothing. We have literally very less space for these authentic truths, but most of the space is taken over by the completely false narrative, anti-Hindu narrative in the digital world. In fact, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism also shared in the previous satsang that if the founding fathers of Hinduism, Somasundareshwara, Paramashivoham, Meenakshi, and let's say Saptarishis, if they come, all the founding fathers of Hinduism come today and visit India, they will not have a cultural shock. Because they will see at the ground level, the people are literally even now following those values, and the blood and flesh level, day to day, how they relate with each other. They will not have a cultural shock. But I was thinking, if they Google, if they if they even just peep into the digital world, they are going to have a cultural shock. Because there they will see completely different story about Hinduism. Even if we talk about Swamiji, the supreme point of Hinduism, the kind of narrative that is there in the digital world today, in the all over the media and this and that, it's completely false, completely fake.
Yeah.
It is not even true.
Yeah.
Hardly
A little bit of this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whole thing. But that is coming up. So that is the thing. Something needs to be done. AI can also take it up and just show this false narrative. What are we going to do? Good news is that artificial intelligence can be trained.
Yes.
Right now, artificial intelligence is only picking this fake narrative of Hinduism, right? False history. Like you also shared, right? All the first thing that not even coming up in the discussion. We are not even taught the right history. Then on top of that, we are taught the wrong history. Glorifying the invaders, glorifying the colonizers, and literally making us hate ourselves, our roots. So all these things, the whole fake narrative being fed into the artificial intelligence is literally making the whole things worse. Now, what should be done? We should, in fact, take responsibility to feed the artificial intelligence with the right narrative, right things. What Hinduism really is. Right?
Actually,
yes.
Yeah. So, like, if you see the right narrative is like, I can say, like Bhagavad Gita decoded, which is the supreme point of Hinduism, as he himself has commented on the Bhagavad Gita and compiled into a book, which is the Bhagavad Gita decoded. In that, there is like the right narrative. That is one of the right narratives, I would say. Like what Sri Krishna reveals in the Bhagavad Gita as the Gita. So that is the right narrative. That if people learn, that is the best way they can enlighten themselves, they can relieve themselves from all of these, and they can achieve a higher state of consciousness. That is one way of giving the right narrative to the people. So if we continuously teach this to the AI, then AI will automatically learn and it will guide the people into the right way. So people need to learn these kind of things, like how to teach the AI, so that the right narrative is taught to the people.
Yes, not just the Bhagavad Gita. See, all the Vedas and Agamas, so much of knowledge, even in the Satsang Swamiji shared, Vedanta, Yoga, Mimamsa, Sankhya, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, all the Vedas, Upavedas, Vedangas, Agama, Upagama, all of these huge knowledge, Shakdarshana, this huge knowledge repository is there with the Hindus, waiting to be shared with the world, waiting to be shared out there. It's not in the digital world now. So naturally, artificial intelligence, what will it pick? Only the negative content. Right? It is our responsibility as Hindus to enrich the whole world. Since the whole world is already sitting in the digital nation, the digital city. So it is our responsibility to feed the right narrative, feed the right cognition from Hinduism into the digital world, so that artificial intelligence, latest technologies can pick it up, get trained by it, and share that with the world, share that with the people. Right? Now, like you said, all the Bhagavad Gita decoded, which Swami shared, it is a retelling of the Bhagavad Gita from Bhagavan Sri Krishna. And all the great sciences that Hinduism gifts to the world. And not only that, the power manifestation science, right? All the Puranas, all the Itihasa, they are filled with this power manifestation. We have to tell the world it is true. It is not just fantasy stories and this and that, right? In fact, I would invite to have a power manifestation demonstration right now. Why to wait? We should have a demonstration right now. It is time for us to tell the world even now that it is true. They can get involved and learn. Right now, they can manifest the powers. Like, should we have a demonstration now, Maharaj? Yeah, sure. We can do the demonstration right now. We have we have the power manifesting Balasan, who is excited to manifest his powers and demonstrate to all of you the powers of Paramashiva, where we all know the right narrative of the Hinduism. What is possible in Hinduism? In Hinduism, we just know that when I decide that I am in the space of Paramashiva, anything that I declare will manifest. That is the space of Paramashiva. You do not need to do anything like any difficult things. There's no struggling. You don't have to do any kind of a struggle. It is nothing. There is no struggle in power manifestation, which is complete oneness. Why oneness? People might ask, why do I need oneness? Because otherwise you'll be fighting. You'll be fighting all your life. You will be just fighting yourself. Yeah, fighting with yourself also. When you're fighting outside, Swami, it is very clear. When you're fighting inside only, you'll be fighting outside. How you are inside, that is what you are projecting outside. Whatever you're inside, that is what you're projecting. So that we are going to be manifesting the power of consciousness over matter today. That is a very exciting power. So we'll be soon having a power manifesting Balasam with us.
who's going to be manifesting these divine powers of Paramashiva and demonstrating to you all the authentic, true narrative of Hinduism.
Yes, we'll be coming back after the power manifestation session. We'll continue this discussion.
Yes.
Go to the slides. I welcome all the viewers to this beautiful and powerful power manifestation session where we are going to experientially view and witness the manifestation of Shaktis of Paramashiva. So now let us first understand how this power manifestation is manifested and what is the science behind this manifestation in Hinduism. In the Vedagmas, the scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to manifest the 463 Shaktis of Paramashiva. Manifesting Shaktis are described in a systematic method and science for humans to manifest, explore the various possibilities and powers which and states of consciousness which have been given to us. Shakti is manifest from the fundamental cognition that you are Paramashiva, that you are the ultimate divinity, but and not the cognition that you are a human. Now let us see the difference between the Shaktis and the Siddhis. So the Shaktis are powers that express from a high state of enlightenment that happen from the space of oneness with Paramashiva, whereas the Siddhis they manifest from the space of when you're going in the path to enlightenment. Like if we are seeing many people like they would be able to manifest some certain ability in them, but that is not from the space of enlightenment. So we have even now we have lot of these people who are called mentalists or psychics. So they manifest this kind of powers, but those powers manifest from a space of when they are on the path, they are not completely realized the ultimate goal of Paramashiva, the ultimate goal of oneness, the ultimate goal of the ultimate intelligence in all of us. Whereas the Shaktis also manifest only after the initiation of a Guru, whereas the Siddhis happen only when you are in the path of enlightenment and they disturb you, they sidetrack you from that ultimate goal. Now let's see the four different filters, the four different scientific measures that the ancient rishis have put together to validate the science of power manifestation. So first we have the Shastra Pramana, which is the direct revelation of Paramashiva. Directly what Paramashiva has given to all of us, what he has explained, what he has told, the methodologies he has given directly, those are the Shastra Pramanas, the direct words of Paramashiva in the Vedas and the Agamas. Next we have the Apta Pramana. The Apta Pramanas are the time-tested, foolproof, life experiences of the various enlightened masters, rishis, and including the masters of our recent times like Ramana Maharishi or Swami Vivekananda or Satya Sai Baba or Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, all of their lives and all of their experiences, those are the Apta Pramanas. Next we have the Atma Pramanas. The Atma Pramanas are the experiences of Swamiji, of an enlightened master, his own personal experiences which he has verified it with the Shastra Pramanas and the Apta Pramanas, with the direct words of Paramashiva and with the life of the other enlightened masters. Once he is able to see that these two are in tune, that his experiences are in tune with the Shastra and the Apta Pramanas, he shares it as his Atma Pramana. And lastly, we have the Pratyaksha Pramana, which is the scientific study on the power manifestation. Now let us see the Shastra Pramana for the power of consciousness over matter. So we have here the Shastra Pramana for the power of consciousness over matter, which is from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. The Vijnana Bhairava Tantra is from the direct words of Paramashiva. And in this Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, he reveals to Devi all these 112 techniques and 112 different powers to manifest the ultimate state of Paramashiva. So here we have the power of consciousness over matter, which is from the Sutra 120, Dharana 95. Paramashiva says, Kvachid vastuni vinyasya shanay drishtim nivartayet tajnanam chitta sahitam devi shunyalayo bhavet. The translation goes, having fixed one's eyes on a particular object, vastu, one should slowly withdraw the sight from that object as well as the thoughts, knowledge about that object. Then, O Devi, one abides in the state of Shunya, the space of all inclusivity or infinite oneness. So Paramashiva is giving us here a step-by-step understanding of how the power of consciousness over matter manifests. So now let us see directly the live demonstration of the power of consciousness over matter. So here I have my Atmalinga and I have a tissue paper over here. So now I'm going to be folding this tissue paper, and as I fold I would also like to explain about the Atmalinga. The Atmalinga is a crystalline material. It's made from a crystalline material which is similar to quartz, and no magnet can be used to move it, or no other there cannot be any magnetism which can be used to move the Atmalinga. So basically what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be placing the Atmalinga on my hand, and now that I've placed the Atmalinga on my hand, I'm going to be connecting with Paramashiva and making the Atmalinga to stand. So that's why I had this tissue paper to show you now. As I'm circling the Atmalinga, you can see that there is no kind of movement which is happening. So by doing this, we can confirm that there are no strings which are tied to the Atmalinga. There is no any chance of any external movement which can be caused by the Atmalinga. So I'm going to just keep this in a place where you can see it, so that we are sure that even when the manifestation is happening, there is no kind of any external force which is being used to move the Atmalinga. So now I'm going to chant the Mahavakya and bring the space of oneness with Paramashiva. So let us begin the power manifestation now. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 So now we can see the Atmalinga is completely standing, and now it just rolled. So this is the power of consciousness over matter, where by connecting with Paramashiva and bringing the space of oneness, we can move matter. But it's not just for matter, because Paramashiva is not here to teach us to move or roll an Atmalinga. Using this same science, we apply this on our life. And when we apply this on our life, the same power of consciousness over matter, when we see a particular reality that we want to cause in our life, we create this same connection of oneness with Paramashiva. And when we do that, we bring the space of oneness and we move that particular matter, because every reality in our life is also matter. Other than Paramashiva, Everything else in our life is all matter, including the wealth that we want to manifest, the health, the relationships, everything is all related to matter. So when we manifest the same power on the level of our life, we can move realities to create the perfect life and the perfect happiness or the perfect state of oneness that we want to have with Paramashiva. So with this, I would like to thank all the viewers for joining us and experiencing this power, and I would also like to thank Paramashiva for giving me this beautiful opportunity to manifest the space and powers of Paramashiva. So with this, we'll be moving on to the next segment where we'll be learning more truths about the science of how we can experience and manifest a better future and better life. Thank you, Nithyanandam. Yeah.
Nithyananda. Make the entire humanity manifest powers and take them to the next level. And I would take this opportunity to invite all the viewers, whoever wants to take this opportunity and literally benefit from the whatever the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is sharing, and personally experience this super conscious breakthrough in their own life, in his presence. They should immediately scan the QR code, which is being projected at the bottom of the screen, and sign up for their intention for the Paramashivoham program, which is personally taken and attended by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and where you will be guided personally by him, initiated by him into the best cognitions in the Vedas and Agamas, the truth of oneness, Paramadvaita, that is, you are Paramashiva. Experientially, he will be initiating you into it and giving you all the other gifts, great gifts from Hinduism, from Vedas and Agama, which he is here to do. He is here for you. So there is no, do not waste even a single moment right now register for the Paramashivoham program, and our team will guide you further on how you can become a part of the Paramashivam program, which is happening right now.
Yes, you can scan the QR code, right?
Yes, please scan the QR code, which is being projected at the bottom of the screen. So yes, Maharaj, coming back to our discussion, we were talking about the how our authentic Hindu history and how the authentic Hindu cognition, the real values and principles and the power manifestation science. In fact, Hinduism is a science. It is a super science of cosmos, right? It needs to be shared. It needs to be put out into the world. In fact, artificial intelligence itself needs to be trained with the right cognitions. In fact, we were talking about the case study of Hinduism, right? How Hindus are facing civilizational war and how the strategy of training the AI can save, can protect the Hindus from this in the civilizational war, and how it can, we can come out of it as winners.
Yes.
But the point is, it's not just for Hindus. The truths are the cosmic truths.
Yes.
They are going to not only solve the problems of Hindus, but the problems of entire humanity. The entire humanity is right now, kind of stuck with this low thought current of fear and greed and survival mode, right? That's also the supreme point of Hinduism shared. We are just stuck in survival mode for so long. That's why so many wars, so much of violence, so much of frustration, this and that, depression. So much of, we were talking recently about the, depression and crime rate and this and that happening in the world. All of that, we have the solution. Hinduism is the solution to the entire problem that the current human civilization is facing, be it violence, be it wars, or be it any other problem, depression, social problems, individual problems. So it is time, but the Supreme Court of Hinduism also shared that it is time for us to realize our true potential, because artificial intelligence is already going to do all the mundane tasks.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
For us to realize our true potential and have the superconscious breakthrough and make others have the superconscious breakthrough. Coming to how artificial intelligence, what it is doing, even one example we can share, how even now the negative narrative about Hinduism, how it is being spread even now. You want to share a couple of examples?
Yes, so I just want to share this one thing, like how the negative narrative and how it is like targeted. It's not just like normal negative narrative, just people keep on going on sharing. They actually targeted and like for destroying like the Hinduism, like there are thousands and thousands of sampradayas in Hinduism. And what people do is when one sampradaya is attacked, like the Vedantis, when they are attacked, the other sampradayas keep quiet. And when the Vedanta sampradaya is attacked, the other sampradayas are keeping quiet, and then Vedantis have finished that.
So that Swami spoke about.
Yes, Swami just spoke many times. Swami has spoken about this. And then after that, when the Vedanti sampradaya finished up, then they move on to the next sampradaya. They go on and they target the sampradaya, whether it's the Tantra or any other Shaiva sampradaya, other sampradaya. So many sampradayas. Agora, yes, Agora sampradaya, Tantra. Yes, Agora is like one of the most abused sampradayas. So when Agora was targeted, Vedantis kept quiet. And then once the Agora sampradaya is finished, they will turn their cannons towards the Vedantis, other Vedantis who kept quiet at the time, they'll target the Vedantis. Then once Vedantis are done, they'll not keep quiet, they will move on to the next. So that's how, this is just a few examples that I gave, how people are
negative
perceptions are happening, and yes.
The whole digital world, in fact, is filled with these negative perceptions, fake narrative, false narrative, hateful narrative about Hinduism, brainwashing the people against.
Yes, they teach the hate of this, like the hate speech.
Yes, it is literally speech. Yeah. How to, literally manipulate people into believing that it is something bad.
Yes.
While it is the greatest thing in the entire cosmos, it is really the truth of the cosmos. It is your truth, who you really are. Literally, you are God. That is how Vedas and Agmas, they describe, they introduce you to you. What is it? You are the favorite inheritor of the cosmos. Yes, exactly. Can you repeat for the audience?
Yes, that is Brahmanyam Bahuputratam. You are the favorite inheritor of the cosmos. That is the beautiful verse that is there in the Hinduism.
In the Vedas themselves.
Yes.
This is how Hinduism introduces you to you. No other tradition, no other culture, anywhere you will find this introduction given to an individual about that he is the favorite inheritor of the cosmos itself. No need to worry, no fear, no survival tension, nothing. You will be taken care of the existence as the very inheritance of the existence.
Yes.
And in fact, from that cognition, how you contribute, That is how you're going to build the abundance in your life, even here, this planet Earth. So many great truths which the world needs to hear about Hinduism to literally take the world to the next level. And we can use artificial intelligence for this. In fact, Swamiji also said, artificial intelligence, Hinduism has the power. It is the most intelligent tradition. It's not a belief-based tradition or this or no. It's intelligence-based.
Yes.
That's why most of the intelligentsia community in the entire world is naturally drawn to Hinduism now. Right? So Hinduism has the power to come out of the scrutiny of the artificial intelligence and the super intelligence. And it is our responsibility as Hindus to train the artificial intelligence and to literally give the superconscious breakthrough to the entire humanity, because Hindus are the torch bearers, literally, of the entire superconscious science on planet Earth. It is a responsibility. Again and again, incarnations come in Hinduism to give the superconscious breakthrough to planet Earth. Like Sri Bhagwan Sri Ramachandra Prabhu came in the Treta Yuga, right? Bhagwan Sri Krishna came in the Dwapar Yuga. Now, in the current age, the Paramavatar of Paramashivam, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, he has come, he has descended, landed on the planet Earth to take the humanity now to the next level, to give the breakthrough, superconscious breakthrough to the entire humanity and make the entire humanity manifest the superconscious powers of Paramashiva, that demonstration which people just saw.
So also, I just wanted to add one point.
Yes.
Also, Sri Krishna Paramatma in the Bhagavad Gita very beautifully says, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Means again and again I will take birth to make the human race enlightened. So he'll again and again come back like the incarnations of Paramashiva.
It is a promise.
Yes, it's a promise. It's a promise given by the Paramashiva himself. Yes, it's a different manifestation of Paramashiva, Sri Krishna Paramatma. So he is again incarnated as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as the supreme point of Hinduism, and he is here to enlighten us and evolve us to the highest space of consciousness.
He has said in one of the satsang, he said, the very purpose of my life is to make you manifest powers.
Yes.
That is the core purpose of his life, manifest the powers. The powers which are Shaktis, not Siddhis, as Parmeshwar Maharaj just described in his power manifestation session. The Shaktis happen from the space of enlightenment itself. And the more we manifest these powers, the more that space of enlightenment gets enhanced, it gets more grounded. We are more grounded in the enlightenment space, in the space of Paramadvaita, in the space of oneness with Paramashiva. In fact, power manifestation itself becomes the spiritual practice. Somebody also said, and you don't need to any other spiritual practice, just manifest powers left and right.
Yes, you can make it just like a spiritual practice. When you wake up, just decide that I'm Paramashiva, decide to manifest the powers, and just go on, keep on declaring. Because Swami also says many times, you have to, like thousands of times, you have decided against life. So you have to decide for life that I am going to be powerful, I am going to do this, I am going to be manifesting. Only if you decide a few times, you are going to be manifesting it. So just continuously go on doing the declaration inside. That's
exactly the word you use, for life. Hinduism is the most for life.
Is the for life. Yes, it's the religion of celebration. It's the whole thing is celebration. The Hindu tradition, it's all about celebrations. Yes, celebrating
oneness and celebrating oneness in many different forms of life, of existence. So wonderful. And that's what, even now, if we even talk about artificial intelligence and the world war, nothing to be scared of. It is our responsibility as Hindus, what all we can do, you know, because different fields, whatever fields we are interested in. First, as the Supreme Pontiff said, we don't need to be worried about the mundane tasks, about the 9 to 5, about the basic necessities like food and clothing. All of that can be taken care of the artificial intelligence. It is now time for us to align back to our true purpose, our true reality, manifest it, realize it, cognize it, and give ourselves the superconscious breakthrough, and also give others the superconscious breakthrough.
Yes.
You know, even in the field of artificial intelligence, what all do Hindus do? Let's say we are in the, as we were speaking, we have to train the right narrative.
Yeah.
Now, how do we feed the right narrative in the digital world, which the AI can pick up? Let's say we are a singer, right? Create more and more content, more and more songs and music, boldly asserting the Hindu identity, the Hindu truths, the Hindu Shastric knowledge, power manifestation science, the various other sciences which Hinduism has gifted to the world, and teaching the right history. If you are a historian, teach the authentic Hindu history to the entire world, right? All that has happened, the glorious past of the Puranas, Itihasas, all the right cognitions, and even the recent, the unfortunate, the Holocaust that has happened, the genocide after genocide that the Hindus have faced by the hands of the Hindu media forces that also needs to be told what has really happened, right? Because we Hindus are the most contributing, most life positive civilization. So in any field we are, we need to create more and more content, be it academic level, be it in the pop culture level, be it in the political level, anything, media, entertainment, cinema, anything. Just fill the digital world with authentic Hindu cognitions, authentic Hindu history, so that it not only solves the problem of Hindu civilization war against Hindus, but the entire humanity facing this crisis.
Yes.
Even recently we talked about this, and the Supreme Court of Hinduism shared in one of the satsangs that whole of humanity is facing the problem of conscious uprooting. Everyone feels really like they don't really belong here, no sense of belonging. They're going away from the current civilization, away from the grid. So 20% of the population is going away from the grid. Literally going away from the standard ways of electricity and water supply and this and that house.
Like going into the forest.
Going back to the forest, going back to tribal civilizations, Amazon and this and that. They're literally going there.
After the pandemic.
Even before.
Oh, even before. Okay.
Pandemic is a very recent phenomenon. This is happening even from before that.
Okay.
They're going back to the indigenous cultures in the deep forest and they're trying to live there. They just want to move away. They really don't know. Even now, they completely don't know what is the solution. But this much they know that they don't want to be in this current state of affairs. So it is our responsibility to give them the solution, because Hinduism is the solution. Right? Not only world war, the entire problem, whatever we are facing, it can be solved. It can be resolved with the right cognitions of introducing the individual in the right way, giving the right inner image, and how to manage, how to contribute with this superconscious awakening after having a superconscious awakening. So even you can share, Maharaj, what the Supreme Court of Hinduism recently shared in the satsang, that what is our true purpose and how we can align and manifest and contribute to other people's lives.
Yes. So Supreme Court of Hinduism beautifully shares that through the AI, mainly through the AI, what Swamiji says is just give everything off the AI, leave everything what your like mundane affairs, whatever you need to do in the external world, what needs to be done, leave all of those things to the AI, like or whatever needs to be done, even ordering what needs to be ordered for your life, whether food, vegetable, everything that you need to do, just leave everything to the AI. All you need to do is focus on your inner world. Like leave the external affairs, leave the external world affairs to the AI. Let the AI do all of it.
I even remember a recent comment one of the viewers. If you can share it.
Let's just project that comment. Yes, Manoj, you can read.
I think one more comment has also come from Sri Varun Pai. Is it? Do you want to read it?
Yeah, sure. The question is how to eternalize this result of a non-dual consciousness. We want non-violence and non-duality for eternity, the world. So this is the question that Varun Pai is asking.
Extremely important question, extremely important opinion that he's sharing with us. The same viewer who had earlier said that AI can surely save the world.
Yes.
Exactly what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also telling us. We can help, we can make use of the same AI. There is no doomsday happen. It is going to take over the mundane tasks, the mundane lifestyle that we are having. And at the same time, it is going to make us realize what our true purpose is. Yes. And from that, aligning back to that, we can have a super conscious breakthrough and make use of the AI, even contribute to the field of AI, the way we were discussing. That is one of the ways to help the entire humanity. To help even us Hindus and the entire humanity to have this super conscious breakthrough in so many different ways we can help.
Yes. So it's just that what do they do, Maharaj? They just have to like leave everything to the AI and they will be focusing on their inner world. Like it's just so simple. That's all, right? So they just have to focus on their inner world. Like that is exactly what the Supreme Court of Hinduism says. All the affairs that you need to do outside, whether it is the food, the ordering of the food that you need to do, or your travel, all of the external things that you need to manage by yourself, what you need to spend time in, which the AI can do. Just give all of those responsibilities to the AI. You do not set time in waste. You do not waste time in all of this.
In fact, Maharaj, even now we are I was just checking on the internet. Now we are moving to this one-man business model. It's slowly pick up. Like one man is literally using the entire technology, and the whole thing is getting operated. No workers, nothing. Entire business he can manage just with the help of gadgets and the latest technology. One man owner literally taking care of the entire business. So we are moving more and more towards that. When the artificial intelligence, the technology can help take care of all the mundane tasks, and we can just focus on our true purpose. that is having the superconscious breakthrough.
Mm.
And you can also, coming from this, because for what the same purpose the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has descended on planet Earth.
Yes.
Paramaavatar of Paramashiva himself is landed in planet Earth for this very purpose. In fact, he even shared the, just for this, whatever infrastructure needs to be built, that is KAILASA.
Yes.
To make human beings enjoy the superconscious breakthrough and make others enjoy the superconscious breakthrough. That in fact itself is KAILASA. If anyone asks what is KAILASA, this is really the answer. That's what he said.
Yes.
Literally, it is the infrastructure that is there for you to manifest, to have superconscious breakthrough, manifest superconscious powers, and help others, make others have the superconscious breakthrough and manifest superconscious powers. And if you also want to be a part of this revival, in fact, we were talking about how we can add to the AI, right? If we look what Swamiji is doing, so many different dimensions of KAILASA. We have the library, the largest Hindu library, right? We have Hinduismpedia, literally sharing the entire knowledge of Hinduism with the whole world. What all you are saying what Hindus can do in the digital world, feeding all the information into the digital world. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is already doing.
Yes.
Nithyananda, his entire contribution on the digital world, on the internet, it's already out there, ready for AI to be picked up, right? In any dimension, in academics, if you want to talk about Nithyananda Hindu University, right? Again, entirely digital, entirely on the digital platform, the entire university itself, e-Gurukul, entire Gurukul, taking it to the internet, taking it to the digital world.
Yes.
Easy for the AI to pick up. Again, he's already doing this, right? We don't have to start from scratch. That is the point that I'm making. He's already doing it. If you are interested, if you are inspired, you can simply join hands. You can also be a part of this grand revival of the ancient and enlightened ecosystem, Hindu civilizational nation, KAILASA, the first nation for all Hindus. You can be a part, you can sign up. Even the QR code is being projected at the bottom of the screen. You can sign up, be an e-citizen of KAILASA, and be literally a part of the digital nation of KAILASA. At the digital level, you can contribute, you can get inspired, you can enrich yourself with all the best gifts that Swamiji, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is bringing to the world, and also enrich others, share it with others. You can also volunteer. There's also a QR code for you if you want to volunteer, wish to volunteer for these services, various services that KAILASA offers to the entire global community. You can scan the QR code, relevant QR code for volunteering, and you can even volunteer. And there are so many other services. One of those main services that we are offering these days is Annadana.
Yes.
Right? Even the every Purnami in Tiruvannamalai, the birthplace of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, every Purnami, every full moon day, there's a sacred Girivalam that happens around the sacred Arunachala Hill. Arunachala Hill is basically Paramashiva himself in the form of the sacred hill of Arunachala. There, and at the foothill, and in the steps of the Arunachala, the shadow of the Arunachala, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has born and grown up, being literally groomed by his the powerful ecosystem there in Tiruvannamalai, by his gurus, by his Guru Parampara. Every Purnami, at least 30 to 40,000 people are receiving Annadana. Even the Meenakshi, the Chittiri Peruvila Brahmotsavam last year, the Meenakshi Brahmotsavam that happened, the tradition of Madurai Samrajyam, Shamala Pita, Sarvagna Pita, where the great Meenakshi Amman temple is situated. There we have the KAILASA in Madurai, where we offer Annadanam every year on the main festival of the Meenakshi. Again, in 30 to 40,000 people last year had 30 to 40,000 people again had free access to Annadanam. That is basically free food service.
That's for 10 days, right, Maharaj? 10 days.
Yes,
The whole
grand celebration of Devi Meenakshi happening on the planet Earth. Paramashiva Shakti herself, along with she was the greatest queen. In fact, we will be talking Chittiri Peruvila is coming. Yes, it's starting on 23rd, and we will be celebrating. It is one of the most important festivals for Kailashins, because the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is the current successor to 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Madurai, even the Shamala Pita, Sarvagna Pita, which is the unbroken lineage from Paramashiva in the form of Somasundareshwara Swami and Devi Meenakshi, when they established this ecosystem in Madurai and ruled the entire planet Earth. And not just the planet Earth, all the 14 lokas
Yes.
they were ruling. So they created that powerful civilization, and that ecosystem at that time. That is, and the supreme pontiff of Hinduism is the successor and the reviver of that ecosystem now. So again, Annadana. So if you also want to be part of and donate to this Annadana and other fascinating services, so many services KAILASA is offering to the world, you can scan the QR code, the donation QR code. You can even donate whatever way you want to donate, even $1 if you wish. You can donate and be a part of this great cause, great revival that is happening on planet Earth. And not to forget, for Paramashivoham itself, for having the experiential awakening in your own life, in your DNA, by the Paramavatar of Paramashiva, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, literally the incarnation of Paramashiva, initiating you into the superconscious breakthrough and manifesting the superconscious powers. Please scan the QR code and sign up for the intention form for the Paramashivam program. Our team will immediately reach out to you and guide you for the further instructions.
Yes, madam. So I think that was such a long session, and it was so many things we got to discuss in this session. We learned so many different things about the AI, and then how Hinduism has a role in AI, what Hinduism is for the AI, how we can teach the AI what the grand narrative of the Hinduism is, so that the whole world can move to a different level of existence.
Not be stuck with the wars.
Yes, not be stuck with the wars and all the different kinds of sufferings which are going on. So now I think we're coming towards the end of this. It is such an exciting.
Not really the end. We are moving to the yet another more exciting, more exclusive segment regarding Paramashivoham itself, where we'll be taken deeper into the what Paramashivoham is and what the what is really in store for.
So we have already spoken about what all you're going to about the KAILASA, what everything is, but in the Paramashivoham program, you'll be experiencing it all for yourself experientially. So to know more about the Paramashivoham program and what you are going to experience in the Paramashivoham program, you can sign up for the Paramashivoham program through the QR code, or if you want to register for the Paramashivoham, sign up for the Paramashivoham right now, you can also scan the QR code and you'll be able to register. And for further information about the Paramashivoham, you can also stay tuned, and you will be getting to know more about the Paramashivam program itself.
There's a very exciting exclusive segment waiting for all our viewers to get informed and really enriched about the Paramashivoham. Our team will be joining you shortly. Please stay tuned. Nithyananda, thank you.
What if our consciousness exists before all experience and is not limited to the confines